kind of give me a heads up or something. Oh, we're recording it. Okay. Okay. Well, very good. So welcome everyone that's joining us. Many of you probably know, but I'm Tracy DeMario, and I am the Superstar Director for the Scented Bliss Family Group. And I'm so excited you guys are with us, because what we're going to talk about tonight is, I think, a great time to really get this mojo going for all of us, so that between now and next year, you guys can see some substantial growth. There's a lot of you guys that have shared some of your personal journeys, some of which have been very, very quick with Scentsy. Others have been very, very slow with Scentsy. And so, yeah, I see Amber raising her hand, and I could think of a handful of others that are probably thinking the exact same thing. In fact, I find it interesting that Jacqui is actually one of those. That so many of you guys know Jacqui, and you see Jacqui, and she's like all YouTube famous, and if you didn't know that, she really is. And you think, well, she's got it all together, and it's just must be nice to be Jacqui because her business is so great. Well, I'm here to tell you that has not always been the case. If you think Jacqui has been on the fast track, I think Jacqui will be the first to tell you that was not the case. In fact, I can remember when Jacqui, for several years, she got on the Zoom, she was in the groups, she's always been active, she's always had a presence, she's always shown up. But the reality was there was not a whole lot of excitement or movement happening in her team. And fast forward to now, and she's got a great organization. Of course, she's a star director, and I have no doubt sooner than later will be a superstar director. And her journey is a perfect example for some of you guys that maybe haven't got out of the gate really quick. That just because you don't get out of the gate really quick, just because it doesn't happen in 30 days, 60 days, 2 years, doesn't mean it can't and it won't happen. And then we have other leaders that come on the scene, like Lisa Sanderson, who she joined Scentsy, and it's like, okay, who is this chick? Because she just joined, and it seems like she just promoted to director. And not only that, this time in November, she had 50 some team members. And this year she's tripled the size of her team, so there's those situations. In fact, we had asked Lisa to share with us a little bit tonight, and I don't know if she's been able to join us yet. So hopefully she's going to. But either way, regardless if that happens or not, what I want you guys to see in here tonight is that we have numerous examples of all different types of journeys. So regardless of how yours is started, that does not determine the finish. That does not mean that effective today, tonight, going forward, that things cannot transpire in a completely different path than you once had before. And that's what I want you guys to hear. And that's what I want the focus to be on tonight. Again, my sponsor, some of you guys know, some of you don't, Diane Dreyer. She's an incredible human being. And she is such a great example of one of those people that had purchased every kit you could ever imagine. If it existed, Diane had bought the kit, many of which she never even opened. She was just truly a kit napper, but didn't even take advantage of the products because she didn't even open the kits. And I remember, as her friend, I would buy from her, regardless of what she was selling, regardless if I needed or even knew what it was. I'm like, yes, I'll give you an order. And I am so thankful that she kept hounding me once she finally found Scentsy to join the business. Diane was not an early starter. Diane actually, it took her, I think, almost 8 months to get certified. She didn't reach any of the sensational start levels. She most definitely didn't get the Shooting Star Award. And none of her initial journey was quick. But here today, she has one of the larger organizations in the entire company. She has, I don't even know what her most recent numbers are. She's not one to really boast or to share a whole lot. But one of her superstar directors, who is Carla Hunter, has over 12 4,000 group members, and those are all under Diane. Of course, the Scented Bliss family is approximately 2,600 group members. Those are all underneath Diane. And she has other superstar directors. So my point is, if you guys didn't get certified your first 8 months, your first 3 months, your first 2 years, I don't know, whatever it took, you could still be one of the most successful consultants in this company. That's the beautiful thing about this. That is the message I want you all to hear loud and clear. I do think it would be really helpful if you guys would use the chat, just so we can kind of see, post in your chat what your join year is. I think that would be really exciting to see when everybody joined, because I know we've got a lot of old timers on. And when I say old timers, I'm not referring to age. And we have a lot of newbies that have just recently become consultants. And what I want you guys to look at in that chat is I want you guys to look at those names. I want you to look at those years. And over the next weeks and the next months, I have some certainty that you're going to see those names popping out in our group for some promotions and big things happening. And we're going to be here to support you along the way. Jacqui, would you like to continue with kind of what I started as far as the conversation and kind of give some more direction on how and what worked for you on getting that duplication? What was it that finally things started to duplicate and you started seeing significant growth in your business?
Yes, most certainly. Tracy's absolutely right. I was not the quick start person. I honestly did not join thinking that I was going to do anything other than just have a hobby. That was it. I was just going to do Scentsy. It seemed fun. I like things that smell good. That was it. And so I didn't jump at Shooting Star. I didn't jump at Sensational Start. And I really, for probably about the first year, I think pretty much like the constant words that came out of my mouth were, I'm not a salesperson. I'm not a salesperson. I don't like sales. And I finally started to see friends that I had been with for that first year who were starting to promote and grow these teams. And I was hearing that their paychecks were going well. And I was like, all right, so there's something to be said with this over here. I need to figure out what I need to do. And back then, this was 2012, 2013. Believe it or not, there was not a whole lot of stuff happening on YouTube. So there was just a handful of consultants who were out there talking about Scentsy. So when I got on YouTube and I searched Scentsy, I came across just a couple of names like Christina Stainbrook, Kimberly Pulido, Jessica Villarreal. Those were the people that were on YouTube at that time. And for whatever reason, the good Lord above, I don't know, they just clicked with me. I felt like I knew these women. And obviously I had never even met them. They weren't in my line, right? They're not related to me in the Scentsy family. But I said, okay, well, if everybody can do this, I'm seeing everybody else having success with this, I need to really figure out what I need to do. And one of the very first conversations that I really had with Tracy was like, I'm either going to quit or I'm going to stay. I don't know what I'm going to do yet. And of course, Tracy, as if you ever ask her what you should do, she will tell you time and time again, you do not quit. You keep going and you keep trying and you keep pushing. And so I was like, all right, I got to do it. And I remember her advice was build wide. Build wide. And at the time, I didn't really quite understand what that meant. I knew that she was just talking about sponsoring, but I didn't really know the full impact that really had. So I kind of told you that I told myself a lot that I was not a salesperson. Sales has never been my thing, but obviously sales has become my thing because I'm still here, right? Every single month I start out at zero. I have to be able to be working my business and talking to customers and bringing in those sales and doing follow-ups and all the other things that we do to keep my business moving, right? So obviously I have to do it. But the thing that I really found the most passion with when it came to Scentsy was working with other consultants. And so I started out on YouTube. I made a commitment to myself. I had Tracy's voice in my head: build wide, build wide, build wide, don't give up. All right, I got this, I got this, I got this. Every day that would be my mantra. And then every Monday, I made a commitment to myself that every Monday night, I was going to go on YouTube. And back then we had Google Hangouts that were free, and it automatically streamed to YouTube. So it made it really easy. I just set up my laptop, turned on the camera, and just streamed. And every Monday for about 1 hour, I would get on and I would just talk about what I was doing with my business. It wasn't anything special. I wasn't doing anything spectacular, but I was talking about Scentsy. And let me tell you, I don't even know when it actually was that I actually had people that actually like watched what I was doing. Because for a long time it was live, right? Nobody got on live. Nobody joined me. It was just me. But I still every Monday showed up. I just showed up, and I kept showing up, and I kept showing up. And pretty soon I started to get some people who were following me and other consultants and things like that. And then pretty soon I started to find that the more I was talking about Scentsy and what I was doing in my business, the easier it was for me to start having conversations outside, like in the real world. Now, at the time, I had a full-time job, and so I was able to meet a lot of people at that time. I worked for a very large health system here in Kansas City, and every single day I took my bag of testers. I would take pouch parties, whatever it was in my bag at all times. And so I was always carrying Scentsy. And so I was always talking about Scentsy. And when I would go to work and talk to different people, it was always, this is what I do for fun. This is my happy place after work. I do Scentsy. It's awesome. And these are the conversations I started having. Pretty soon, I started finding that there were other people who were curious about Scentsy and had started watching some of my YouTube videos and had joined my team. And I would get an email: congratulations, your team is growing. You have a new team member, and here is their name, right? And it would give me the same email that you guys are hopefully seeing now when you're recruiting. And I would get that email, and of course I'd be like, I don't know who this person is. So I'd have to look them up, get in touch with them, send them an email, give them a call, whatever it was, and find out how did they find me. And it started that they were finding me on YouTube. And I thought, okay, well, I mean, I'm not on YouTube saying, hey, come join my team today. I was just talking about what I did in the business and what I was doing every single day, even though I worked all day, even though I might only have an hour to maybe make some samples or do some follow-ups and that kind of stuff. I wasn't doing like big business. I wasn't doing happy mail. I wasn't doing all the things that I do now in my business, but I was showing up. And the thing is that really connected those people to want to join me because they did not know me outside of that computer screen. It was simply because they felt that they could also do it too. Again, I wasn't doing anything special, nothing spectacular, nothing amazing. But I was sharing how I work the business and how I fit it into my life. And a lot of my early videos, well, she'll be 12 this month, but our 12-year-old, she was, 2, 3 years old at the time, and she was literally crawling all over me and behind me and everything else. And yeah, it would get annoying most times, but I still did it. And people were able to relate to that, right? It's not as easy to relate to the highlight reel that sometimes we see on Instagram or Facebook or Snapchat or wherever it is that we are. But when you're talking to somebody and when you're able to see that they're a real person, they've got struggles, they're trying to figure this thing out too, but they're still doing it every day, that really gives you a lot of encouragement, right? And so I took that and what I was doing. I continued to do it, by the way, but I continued to do all of that, but it really helped me to have conversations in real life with people. I remember shocking myself for the very first time because if if you know me personally, I am an introvert. I have very high anxiety. I have panic attacks and all kinds of things. And I am not the person who's going to run right up to somebody and be like, "Hi, I'm Jacqui. I sell Scentsy." And that's not me in real life. And so it was a really big moment for me. I remember having the very first conversation, like in person with somebody, talking about joining Scentsy with me. And I remember being so shocked because afterwards I like got in my car and I was driving away and I was all smiles. I was so proud of myself. Oh my gosh, I had a conversation. This is amazing. She's really excited. I cannot wait. I went home, I told my husband, and he was like, "Oh, cool." Right? Like he didn't really understand the significance of it. And I was like, "You don't understand. I talked to somebody. I had the conversation." And from that point on, I realized I was the only person standing in my way of sponsoring and building a team. And when I took myself out of the way and out of the picture with that, I was able to really open up to more people. And so I continued my little YouTube journey. I continued on, and still to this day, every single week, I do a training video on something, and I'm usually doing other videos in between. But from someone who thought they couldn't sell, they couldn't lead a team, they couldn't do this business and be successful, I will tell you right now, I was that person. I was sitting right there thinking the same things. That will never be me. I will never be a Tracy DeMario. I will never do this job full time. There's no way, for one, that would work for me. And for two, I mean, I got to have a job, right? I do this full time. I've been full time and officially retired myself in late 2019. And I have been working Scentsy full time. I absolutely love what I do. And it's a really great thing to be able to say, I sell things that smell good. That's my job. And I get to do it with other people who like the same thing. So when it comes to sponsoring, the number one tip, the number one thing I will always tell you is get out of your own way. Because in your head, I guarantee all of you at one point in time or another have had the same conversation, right? You're like, "Oh, if I say anything about joining my team, they'll think I'm being salesy, or, they're not going to even want to buy from me now," or whatever, right? Whatever the story is that you've told yourself in your head, delete it. Completely delete it, because that is not what they are thinking. You're in your head. You're talking yourself out of your own conversation, and you can be your own worst enemy when it comes to that. So just take yourself out of that equation and just think about the simple fact of, I sell things that smell good, and I get to do it from home, from my phone, from my couch, from my bed, when we go out of town, right? It doesn't matter. I don't have working hours. I choose when I work. I don't trade hours for dollars. That's not what I do. I used to get paid per hour to do work, right? I don't do that anymore. Now I get paid and I choose how many hours I decide to commit to my business. And I know that if I put more time in, then that is going to help me, because I'm going to continue to do things strategically and intentionally and consistently in my business. And all of that is what makes our businesses real businesses. So having conversations is going to be your number one way to sponsor. Number one way. Have conversations. Of course, it can be in person. Of course, it can be online. It can be through text. It can be through email. It can be however you want to have them, however you're meeting people. Like I said before, when I was starting out, there was hardly anybody on YouTube talking about Scentsy. Now you can go on YouTube, you can search Scentsy. You will get so many videos. It is crazy. So that shows how much it has grown since then. And let me tell you guys right now, if you are not talking to people and asking people to join, or if they're interested in doing what you do, somebody else is going to have that conversation at some point in time. And when they have that conversation, they very well may be joining their team and not yours. Not yours. I tell people all the time because I have a lot of messages that I get from people from YouTube. They will message me, they will email me, and they're like, oh my gosh, I'm thinking about joining, but I really want to join somebody who's close to me. Why? Why do they have to be close to you? Are you going to bunk up like stepbrothers and do the sleepover thing? Like, you don't have to be, geography has nothing to do with it, right? We can sit here like we are right now doing a Zoom, having conversations, talking about our business and working together and not really be together, right? And it's so funny because these people who will say that, oh, I want a local person, usually 9 times out of 10, about 2 to 3 weeks later after they've joined, they're messaging me again saying, hey, so that person I joined under really isn't giving me help. I'm sorry. I mean, I can only do what I can do, right? I have my own thing to worry about. But that's the thing. You have to have those conversations. And don't let geography get in the way either. It does not matter where they live or where you live, how far apart you are. You can be just as close with your team as you want to be, as you choose to be. You make the rules. So some of the ways that I've been able to build my business, like I said, like Tracy was saying, I started out obviously just like everybody else with a starter kit and not even a dream at that point. The dream came later. But I went from 0 to today. I have a team of 239 team members. I have a group of almost 400. And I have a front line of 107 people. I have 107 frontline. Do you know that the voice of Tracy DeMario in Build Wide, my goal was always to have at least 100 frontline? Because building wide is all about duplication. When we're in the business that we're in, which is really direct sales, network marketing, whatever you want to call it, right? I like to call it, I sell things that smell good, whatever, and I do it online. But you have to be able to show people how you're working your business. So just like I said, my YouTube videos started out that way. They're still that way today, honestly. Maybe they're a little better. They have better lighting. I've gotten better with different things over the years, right? But at the core, my videos are all the same thing. It's me talking about what I'm doing in my business and what's working for me, or what I'm going to try and what I'm going to implement into my business. And those are the conversations that when someone joins your team, the very first question that you need to ask them is, why? Why did you decide to join Scentsy? You have to be able to know their why, because for some, like myself in the beginning, it was not, I want to do this full time and make a full-time income. It was, I like this as a hobby. I'll probably sell here or there. That's probably about it for me, right? I'm not interested in building a team thing, okay? That's where I was. So you have to realize that not everyone that you sponsor is going to have the same outlook as you do when it comes to this business. Now, at the same time, that does not mean that the people who start out as a hobby may not change their mind at some point, right? Because I fell in love with the people in Scentsy and the community in Scentsy and everything that it stood for. And of course, the things that smell good, right? I fell in love with all the products. So having the ability to know what their why is going to give you a really big leg up to know how to work with them and to show them what they need to do to make this business work. One of the mindsets that I really imply when it comes to sponsoring and being a leader is really more about servant leadership. How can I help my team members get to where they want to be? Maybe it's a dollar amount, right? Maybe they're just trying to pay for the kids' activities, baseball, all those, it's all expensive. Don't think that it's not. It is, right? Maybe they want to go on a vacation, take their family on a vacation once a year, and that's what they're working for. Maybe they have that part-time job that they'd really love to get rid of, and maybe have Scentsy supplement for that income. Maybe they want to get to the point of working this full-time and having it be their full-time job. Knowing what their why is, you can then pour into them and give them the resources that they need to be able to do just that. Now, I know that this is all about sponsoring tonight, but let me tell you right now, at the end of the day, if you have a team member who does not want to sponsor, right? Absolutely does not, tells you, no, that's not for me. I'm not here for that. I just need $500 a month and I'd be happy. Okay, well, they can sell $2,000 in PRV and get a $600 paycheck and be done. They can do that, right? So those team members who want that, I say, fine, here's how we do it. We're going to focus on sales. Here's some ways to do that, right? We'll do different trainings. We'll talk about that. Here you go. And that person, that may be exactly what they want forever and ever. Amen. It may also turn around that after 2 or 3 months of that, they're now finding that they are loving Scentsy, right? And that's when you have the follow-up conversation of, now why are you with Scentsy? Has it changed? Or is it still the same? It's okay if it is, but if not, we got some other things to do, right? There's other ways to do things. So being able to help them build their business is what is going to help you have the most success. Because people aren't just joining Scentsy just to join Scentsy. They're joining Scentsy for a reason. You just have to know what that is. So ask them why. In that very first conversation you have, ask them why. And when you're having conversations about asking someone to join, do you know one of the things that I have changed that has made a huge difference when it comes to sponsoring for me is I changed the question. You guys have all heard the same question, right? Do you want to join my team? We've all heard it. We've all said it a million times. I know I've said it a trillion times probably. We've all said it. But the whole point of that sentence is what? Join me, right? That's arrows in. That's join my team. Come be a part of me, right? How about I have an opportunity that might be able to help you and your family? Are you interested in an opportunity to make money while still working from home with the kids? Those are questions that are arrows out, right? Arrows out. How can you help them do something for themselves? I have 107 frontline. I can't go knocking on 107 people's doors this month and say, hey, what are you doing in your business today? I can't do that. I can't motivate people. But what I can do is I can say, what is your reason? Here's how we can get you there. And these are the things that you need to do. That's how we work with our team. And that is how we teach them duplication. Because at the end of the day, you guys are probably already on your way to knowing kind of what it takes to run this business, right? You know that you have to have conversations about the product. You know that you have to be sharing what you're doing or the samples that you're making, right? Getting the mail outs, doing all the things. We have to also always be looking for how we can help others. And one of the great ways that Scentsy gives us that is with the host exclusive kits. So one of my directors, Lisa Sanderson, she was going to be on tonight. She was running late from getting home. But I will tell you a little bit about Lisa's story. And her story is fabulous, by the way. She joined right before COVID hit. I've been doing this since 2012, y'all. 2012, been doing this, okay? Took me a minute to get to director, right? I was on the snail path, like Tracy was saying. I was not on the fast path. Miss Lisa Sanderson has been on the fast path. Every single month since the day that she joined, she was doing a minimum of 2,000 PRV every single month. Every single month. I mean, there's not a whole lot of consultants that can say that, right? Not consistently. So being able to do that, what she was doing, she was having lots of conversations about Scentsy, right? Because she was having the sales. But also she was having conversations of people were saying, oh my gosh, how are you doing this? How are you actually making money with that Scentsy thing? Oh, here's what I do. I share things that smell good, right? She was literally sharing the things that she loved at her job, online, to different people that she would talk to her friends. She was reaching out and having conversations. And she started recruiting almost right away because people said, well, if she can do it and it doesn't look that hard, like she makes it out like it's really fun, right? Then maybe I can do it too. And you know what? They did. And they joined her team. And what did Lisa do? She continued to work her business just like she had. And she continued to show all of her team members exactly what she was doing. And as a really great leader, Lisa is fabulous at recognition. There is probably not a single day that goes by that she is not telling somebody on her team how proud of them she is, or how excited she is for their journey, or how excited she is that they're about to promote, or they just hit certified, or they got shooting star. It's not just because she got lucky. She was having conversations and showing people how to do it, and they just did what she was doing. It's duplication. And let me tell you, in I think it was 7 months, 8 months, 7 months, 8 months, she was a director. I mean, that's how quick it happened. And let me tell you that from the time that she hit director, I think she maybe had 1 month, if that, I don't know, I'd have to run reports, that she like literally has hit director numbers every single time since. That's not luck. That's not just, oh, well, she just must have gotten a bunch of people who like to do Scentsy. No, 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 no. She showed them what she was doing, and they just started doing what she was doing, sharing Scentsy. Every single day you can see Lisa posting about Scentsy, and it's usually about products, because if any of you are familiar with Lisa at all, she is not a fan of video. Okay, let me tell you that. So she is not like me, where like I'll jump on a video all day long. Lisa's like, oh no. And in a lot of her posts, they aren't selfies, they aren't her with the product, they are the products. So if you have been telling yourself, oh, I don't like to be on camera, or I don't like to be in pictures, I can't do the things that they do, you don't have to do it the exact same way. You just have to be doing it in whatever way works for you. Remember, I found my passion in helping people to learn and grow with Scentsy, and helping them to find those strategies and systems and things like that. That's my comfort zone. That's what I love to do. That's where I love to spend a lot of my time. For other people, they may not be as interested in that, right? So they don't have to be. There's 100 different ways to work this business. Sharing the Scentsy life online. Okay, here's the deal. I'm not going to lie. We are in a culture of influencers. And you guys have probably, if you've been on social media at all, I'm sure at one time or another have seen the whole thing where it says, you know, if you can talk about that series on Netflix that you love so much, I guarantee you can talk about Scentsy that way too. And it's so true, right? Think back, how many posts have you done on social media, whatever social media it is, where you've talked about, oh, this show is amazing. I'm a big fan of Yellowstone right now. I don't know if you guys have watched it. It's amazing. Okay, like I will get on and I'll talk about Yellowstone, or maybe I'm getting on and I'm talking about food that I'm cooking, or maybe I'm getting on and I'm sharing all the things that I found at Target yesterday, right? Like that kind of stuff. Target, Netflix, those people are not paying me to talk about their stuff. So if I can do it for those things, why can't I do it for my business, right? We're influencers. Whether you like it or not, we are. And whether we like it or not as a whole, that's really where we're at when it comes to social media. Let me tell you right now, Pinterest, Instagram, YouTube, TikTok, anything that you look at, someone is trying to get you to buy something. Honestly. Now, not every video you watch on TikTok, right? Some of them are just silly and that's it. But I guarantee you, you scroll for even a minute or two and you're going to find someone selling you something. That's where we're at. So how do we connect with those people? Well, we've got to connect with them in the way that they want to be connected with, right? So they want to know what you do when you work Scentsy. You can talk about, oh yeah, I'm a consultant with Scentsy. Okay, but what do you do, right? They want to know the what and the why and the how. And if you can give all of that to them and they're like, okay, I can do that. I can do that. I think I can do that too. Yeah. Maybe I can do this Scentsy thing. That's the conversation that you're having. And those are the ways that you're going to be able to have people show interest in what you're doing. Instead of saying, join me, join my team, come join me, right? I want to help you do this. I don't want to say that it's easy because it's not. We all know that we got to put in some hard work, right? We have to put in some time, even if it's time here and there and whatever throughout the week. We do have to put in some time and effort. But trust me, that time and effort is really worth it. So sharing that Scentsy life, one way that you can help to share that, Scentsy has a hashtag and it's just hashtag Scentsy life. You can follow that hashtag, get inspiration on Instagram. Did you know that you can follow hashtags on Instagram? You can. You can search for a hashtag and you can choose to follow that hashtag. So one of the ones that I follow is Scentsy life. I also follow the hashtag Scentsy snapshot. I am forever trying to get inspiration on what I'm going to be posting. And I'm also looking at what are other people interested in when they're looking for Scentsy. I will tell you, one of the greatest successes that I have found with Instagram Reels, for example, which is basically like TikTok, but it's on Instagram, right? The biggest success that I found with those are videos where I'm either putting together Happy Mail or I'm making samples. And you know what? In neither one of those am I doing any kind of selling. Neither one. I'm showing what I love to do. And I'm showing my passion for it, right? Because I'll be writing, oh, I'm so excited. I get to make these samples today. It smells amazing here in my house. It's fantastic. Look at this. I'm so excited, right? That's what I'm sharing. And that is what people are going to be able to bring back from all of that. So maybe you've had some conversations and they haven't gone so well. Or maybe you've been trying to share and it just isn't working for you. My favorite word, one of them, is pivot. So if something is not working for you, you need to try and look at it from a different perspective. All right, that's not going to work. I need to try and find another way to do this because that's not going to work for me. My case in point is myself. I was told that I had to do home parties and events and all the things in order to be successful in this business. And let me tell you, I could not book home parties to save my life. None of my friends locally wanted to do home parties. They didn't have time. They were all working just like I was. And events, totally not my thing. I like to do smaller events. Those are kind of my thing. But I have back issues, the whole thing, right? And it's just me, right? I don't have a husband that has the ability to go with me and do those things. So that was kind of out. And I thought, oh my gosh, so is that it? This is it? That's my only option? No, it's not. I had to pivot and find out what was going to work for me. And so I did. And you're going to find that you're going to continue to try new things all the time because you're going to see things that other people are doing, right? Because you're looking on social media, you're following in Facebook groups. And let me tell you right now, I get the biggest inspiration by surrounding myself with people who have the same mindset as me. I also follow the same people on social media who have the same mindset as me. So if you take a good look at your social media and you find that the majority of what you're watching in your feed is either um, maybe sad or negative or complaining or whatever, y'all, we got to trim the fat. Because let me tell you, what you see and what you are allowing yourself to be surrounded with is what you are going to also put out. So if you are surrounding yourself with people who are of the mindset of, hey, I want to get some work done, or hey, I'm going to be positive today, this is going to be a great day, right? Everything's going to go well. They're going to have this great attitude. They're not always complaining. Those are the people you want to be around, right? Because I guarantee you that the people who you find yourself surrounding yourself with are going to be the people that you are going to start being like. So you have to find those people. You have to find your tribe, right? If you find those people, you have to be with them. And you're going to also find that when you're working together and collaborating together, that you're just going to learn and learn and learn and learn. It's just going to come naturally. And so that way, when you do have someone new join your team, you're gonna be like, oh my gosh, now I have to teach them what I'm doing over here. Because this is fantastic, right? I found a really great way to do this. I use Visly, or I use Amy, or I use this, right? These are the things that we're doing in our business to make it easy. And you have the ability to help people see that they can do anything that they set their mind to. Tracy also talked about in the beginning that this is pretty much like a no ceiling business, right? There's no cap on how much you can make with Scentsy. None. And let me let you in on a little secret here. You also do not have to be like a director or above to make said money. All right? Remember the build wide? All right, if you guys look at the compensation plan and the way that the compensation plan is set up, one of the 4 things that you need to focus on every single month is your PRV, so your sales, your sponsoring, your active frontline. Your active frontline. Getting your team members who are on your team, getting them to at least get into the habit of getting a minimum of active every single month is going to help you and your paycheck. We do not get paid if someone just joins our team. It's not how it works. We get paid if we are meeting our sales goal, which if you're lead or above, that's 500 PRV minimum. So you have to be working your business. And your team members also need to be working their businesses. So how do you make that work? You have to show them. And if you're not like me and you don't like to do training and you're just not into it and that's not your thing, that's okay. Because you know what? You guys are in the perfect group. Because here in the Bliss group, we all collaborate together as leaders to give you as much as we possibly can in resources, in trainings, in meetings, and opportunities to connect, right? We've got happy hour every single week. We have a Work It Wednesday every single week. All of these things, yeah, they're Zoom meetings, but really at the end of the day, they're opportunities for us to connect and talk and share together. That is how we end up growing, and that is how we end up surrounding ourselves with like-minded people. I will tell you that one of the ways that Lisa and myself and a lot of others that I know within Scentsy, one of the ways that we are finding it very, I don't want to say that word. I don't want to say that word. I want to say easier to have those sponsoring conversations is to utilize the host exclusive kit that Scentsy gives us, right? It's not a personal special. I'm doing just the same thing that every other Scentsy consultant can do. So when I have orders, I always set up those catch-all parties. And I know Tracy has talked about those in other meetings, right? So you just have a party where maybe you're the host, you set it up. Mine usually always says like this month, December orders here, right? Or whatever it is. I always have that catch-all party. Have a party, make yourself the host, and encourage your customers, if they don't have a host, to select your monthly party. Now, what that does is every order that is placed is actually going towards that party base amount. And when that gets to 200, that unlocks the host exclusive kit. That gives you a way to offer the business opportunity of Scentsy for $59, which to some people, that $99 is just a little bit out of reach, or it's just not there for them, right? That $59 price point is an amazing way to be able to have conversations. And this is how my conversations go. Hey, I have a host exclusive kit that I'm giving away to somebody who wants to earn a little extra income every month. Is it something you're interested in? That's what I say. I don't say join my team. Try and look out, arrows out, arrows out, arrows out. How can I help somebody else? Because even if you've been to the gas pumps lately or the grocery store lately, right? We all can use a little bit of extra money every single month, I guarantee it. And what better way than to do it without having to take a lot of time away from your family? I mean, heck, I could go get some part-time job down the road, right? Work in an office, be a secretary if I wanted to. I could go wherever I wanted to, right? And make some money. But at the end of the day, it's going to take a lot of time away from my home and my family. I'm going to be tired when I get home, right? It all starts adding up and up and up. So if you're going to give me an opportunity to be able to make a little extra money for my family and stay home and, oh, I just have to get online and I just have to share stuff and really? Cool. That is something that speaks to people. Have those conversations and utilize the host exclusive kits. Like I said, you unlock it, it goes for $59. That's my starting point. Okay? Because if I don't have a host, it's my catch-all party, right? I can then apply the host credits to that $59 price. So if it is just a flat $200 party, that gives me $20 in product credit. 59 minus 20, $39 now. So if I'm having a conversation and I know that someone either is really just not in a good place, I'm going to offer that $39 kit to them. And I'm going to say, you know what? I have this opportunity. I can show you what you need to do to be able to bring in income for you and your family, maybe offset those bills, offset the kids' expenses, whatever it is, right? So you can stay at home and do what you want to do, what you need to do. Would $39 work for you? That's even a little bit better, right? And I will tell you right now that there are a lot of consultants who have joined just within the last year and a half that this business has saved them because they've either lost a job, their spouse may have lost a job, they have family members who have gotten sick, who have needed help, maybe themselves, they have also gotten sick. I will tell you, I was getting to the point to where I was having a lot of surgeries during my end years at my at my job at the health system. And let me tell you, I was running short on sick days. And it was hard and it was stressful every single time. So for somebody who lives with a chronic illness, this was like, oh, all right, at least I have my Scentsy to fall back on. That was my outlook before I retired, right? That's what I knew I was able to do. It was something I could control. And yeah, it's not easy, but I'm going to do it because my family means a lot to me and my loved ones mean a lot to me, just like they will for those people that you're having the conversations with, just like they do for you as well. So dig deep with your conversations when you're having them with sponsoring. For your team members, remember that number one question you need to be asking is the why. And then when they tell you their why, you have to respect that why, right? Everybody's is going to be different. I mean, I got 107 frontline right now. I guarantee you I got 107 different answers if I were to ask them right now, what is your why? It's different for everybody. But at the end of the day, if I can show them, okay, if we do this, if you can show up for a training once, maybe once a week, if you can watch the replay, listen to it in the car, whatever you need to do, there's going to be some good tips in there. Here, let's have a phone call. Let's talk about what you can do. What have you tried? Because even if you are newer to Scentsy, you still have a story to tell. And I will tell you right now that for a long time, I didn't think I had a story to tell. Now, everybody tells you, oh, well, share your story. I was like, well, who cares about my story? I haven't done anything special. Really, I've not done anything special. But the whole point is that your story is what people can relate to. It's what they see in you. And then they can see it in themselves. So with your team members, connect with them and build those relationships, because at the end of the day, those relationships are going to be what is going to carry you in your business. That's going to be why your team sticks around, why your team shows up, why your team decides, hey, okay, there's going to be a training on this today. I want to learn about that. I'm going to have to miss it. I've got the kids thing. All right, I'm going to watch the replay. Those are the commitments that they're going to make. And those are the ways that you can help them to do what they need to do in their business. So like Tracy said, if you guys are ready to move your business to another level this next year, let me tell you right now, build wide. Because this business is not for everybody. People are going to come. People are going to go. I've heard it from many leaders, and I'll probably hear it from many more, that the people who got me to Star Director are not necessarily the same people that are now with me at Star Director, because they either decided that this wasn't for them, or they lost interest, or whatever happened, right? That's fine. So that is why we continue to build wide. We continue to have those conversations. Every single month, my goal is to sponsor 2 new people. Every single month, minimum of 2 people. That is my goal. Some months I make it, some months I don't. And that's okay. Because the more that I continue to have conversations, the more opportunities I'm going to have to reach people who really are looking for this as an opportunity for them. It's a scary world out there, you guys. Scary world. And if we have one little thing that we can control, that can help a whole heck of a lot. So, I'm going to tell you to show up for trainings. The people who show up, go up. I'm going to tell you to have lots of conversations. I'm going to tell you to do arrows out, okay? Make it about them, not about you. Try and take the join my team out of your vocabulary. Think of a different way to approach it. How can I help you earn a little bit of extra money every month? Sounds a lot better than join me, right? Have those conversations and connect with your team. You do not have to know it all to be a leader in Scentsy. You do not have to be a veteran or have been here a while or really even know what you're doing, honestly, to have a team and to build that team. Because not only are you learning every single day, because you're going to pour into your own business, but you've got a great group of bliss people here that are just like you, who want to build a business. We got big dreams. We are here for it, right? We are going to show up and we are all going to put in the effort that it takes to get to where we want to be. Because at the end of the day, it's your decision to make on what you do with this business. I can tell you right now, I probably would have walked away from this business at least a dozen times if Tracy hadn't have stopped me and told me, no, do not give up on yourself. Do not give up on your dreams. Keep going. So I keep going every day. I just keep going. Keep going. And you will get to where you want to be. Miss Amber. Oh.
Why does that keep happening? Can you hear me? Okay. So Tracy had to hop off because she had to take Evan to a game, but she wanted me to just talk real quick about, you'll see some people that things happen really fast, like Cassie Baker, Carrie Searle, Lisa Sanderson. They hit director really fast, right? And then there's other people like me and Jacqui. We've been doing this for a long time, and it took us a long time to get where we are. So the biggest thing to take away from that is don't compare, because comparison is the thief of joy. So don't compare yourself. It's great to surround yourself by like-minded people. Don't compare yourself. And I know you guys have probably all seen that little meme or gif or whatever it is about, straightening her crown. Don't call her out on her crown being crooked. Just straighten it. Cheer each other on and build each other up, because if you tear someone down, ultimately you're just tearing yourself down. And we're here to help everyone, and we all have like big dreams, or most of us do, right? Sorry, I'm kind of losing my voice, but so just build each other up, and don't pee in anybody's pool. So and don't let anybody pee in your pool. So that's all I have to say. Thanks, guys.
I love it. That is so true. Because even I will find myself getting caught up in the comparison game. It's really easy to do, especially on social media. You see it all the time. Why can't my stuff look as pretty as her stuff? I don't know why. What am I doing wrong? Don't do it. Don't do it. Because you're you, they're them. And being you is your superpower. Might sound cheesy, but it's true. If you're the Hot Mess Express, own it. Okay, I'm not even gonna lie. This bun has been on my head for I don't even know how many days in a row. I don't even care. Don't even care. Don't care. Went to the store like this too. Don't care. But you can do anything you put your mind to. Work hard, make your goals, and get after them. And when you need help, ask for the help. Plain and simple. I wouldn't have gotten where I am if I didn't ask for help. I know Amber wouldn't have, or Cassie or whoever would not have either. And neither did Tracy. Tracy will be the first one to tell you she is not good when it comes to tech stuff. And we lovingly tease her about it, right? But it's true. You don't have to be a good leader, right? That doesn't make Tracy a bad leader by any means, does it? No. Because she's human, and we're all going to have things that we either are good at, not so good at. It's okay. You can improve upon some things that you're not good at, or maybe they just won't work. That's okay too. 100 different ways to do this business. You just got to do it. So however you decide to do it loud and do it proud. I don't have anything else, so I'm going to go ahead and stop the recording.